So we talked about using transitions to animate properties. This technique is suitable for really simple animations, but for anything more complex, we'll have to use the animate property. For example, what if you want to apply multiple transformations here and then control the timing or the speed of each transformation? With our current implementation, we cannot do that. We have a single place for all transformations, and all these transformations should occur within half a second. So this is where we need to create a custom animation. Now for this demo, I'm going to get rid of box.hover and the transition property. Instead, we're going to start by defining a bunch of keyframes. Just like a movie has thousands of frames, our CSS animations can have several frames. So we use the @keyframes rule to define a bunch of keyframes. Here we type a name for the animation we want to create. Let's say pop. We could call it anything. Then we add a bunch of braces. Now, in this block, we define our keyframes. For each keyframe, first we specify a percentage of the time through the animation sequence. For example, we can say 0%, and that represents the first frame. Then we add the block, and here we define the styles for this frame. For example, here we can say transform scale 1. So our element is going to have its normal position. Then we define another keyframe at, let's say, 25%. At this point, we want to transform this and make it slightly larger. Then at 50%, we can define another keyframe. And of course, these numbers are arbitrary. You can have as many keyframes as you want, and you can space them out the way you want. So at 50%, we want to transform this. We want to rotate it to 45 degrees clockwise. And let's also change the background to tomato. So this is the benefit of creating custom animations. For each keyframe, we can specify exactly what styles should be applied to our element. And finally, at 100%, let's apply another transformation and rotate the element to 0 degrees. So back to its normal position. So we have defined a bunch of keyframes with this name pop. That is the name of our animation. Now back to our element. Here we have a bunch of properties that start with animation. So animation-name, we set it to pop. Then we set animation duration to, let's say, 4 seconds. Make sure to set the duration, otherwise the animation is not going to run. So let's save the changes and see what we get. All right, now I'm going to refresh the page. When I refresh the page, you will see our box will get bigger, and at the same time, its background will change to tomato. Then it will rotate 45 degrees to right, and then back to its normal position. So take a look. Beautiful. So with CSS animations, we can get really creative and create beautiful animations. Now we have a few more properties here you need to know. The next one is animation-delay. So we can wait 1 second before starting the animation. The other property is animation iteration count. With this, we can specify how many times we want to run the animation. So the default value is 1, we can say 2, or infinite if you want to create a loop. We also have animation timing function, which you learned about before. So we have linear, ease in, ease out, as well as cubic Bezier. All those timing functions are available here as well. In this demo, I'm going to use ease out. So our animation starts quickly and then slows down. The other property is animation direction. The default value is normal, which basically plays the animation from start to end. But we can change the direction to reverse, and the animation will start from here and then go back. We can also alternate between normal and reverse direction. So the values you use really depends on what you want to present. Now with these changes, let's see what we get. So very nice and smooth. Beautiful. So these are the animation properties. We also have a shorthand property. If you type ANI on the top, you can see the syntax of this property. So if you press enter, VS Code automatically adds all these placeholders, so you don't need to remember the syntax. So here we type the name of our animation, which is pop. Then we press tab to specify the duration, let's say 4 seconds. Then tab. Here we type the timing function, ease out. Let's fix this, good. And if you want to specify the other values, we type them here. Otherwise, we just keep things simple. So this is how we can create animations in CSS.